Alrighty, PG-13, mature audiences only, and this is G.I. Joe 1982. And in 1982, they came out with 3 vehicles, and that would be the Ram, Rapid Attack Motorcycle, this is a pretty cool motorcycle. The side machine gun does detach, and that's why they have that little kickstand underneath. And these little saddlebags on the back can come off as well. This is a pretty awesome looking vehicle. There are other versions made, and here is a more modern one. Now this could be 2014 or 2008, I'm not exactly sure, but it is pretty friggin' wild, and it actually does have the handles. So this is definitely a nice version of the modern one. And it even has the kickstand, clicks in. It's pretty nice, pretty nicely detailed. Even has some little detail there. And the machine gun actually spins. It's like a Gatling gun. Freaking awesome. Alright. And there was only 3 vehicles for 1982. There is Clutch with the Vamp, the multi-purpose attack vehicle. And there is like, I don't know, like 10 or 14, I don't know, there's 14 or more versions of this, as well as other versions from other countries. So I'm going to say at least 20 versions or more of the different Vamps that are out there. And the Vamp did come with clutch, whereas the Ram motorcycle did not. My clutch is pretty stiff. And you know, if they would have made the interior just a little bit larger, it would have been easier to fit the figures in. But see, you gotta try to get them in through the side, or and even then it's still hard because he has a weapon in his hand. So we'll raise his hand up, slide him like that. We're gonna have to turn him like this, but you see what I mean, like should have had a little more space in there for him. This is kind of cool. Now the old versions do have the metal, and I think if you put a little bit of butter or something on there, or well, I don't recommend you use WD-40 because I don't know if that'll eat away at the plastic. But these tend to squeak a lot unless you put a little bit of grease or oil, and then they don't squeak. So this is pretty awesome. It does have a laser cannon. Oh no. The version 1 Clutch. Well, Clutch didn't come with a weapon, but he did come with a helmet, and well, I have to get a couple more green helmets. So if anyone wants to send me one, I will definitely appreciate it. But this is cool that the version 1 has a thicker crotch than the version 2. But we'll just put them back here. As you can see, this machine gun or laser cannon at the top, it does have a little gimmick or feature. If you can get it working here. But you push this forward, slide it forward and back, and the cannons do move. I've got like a few more of these, so I don't know if this, but it does rotate 360. So this is pretty cool. It does have some either fuel tanks or water cans in the back. You could pretend whatever they are. And it does have a little tow hitch. For the other, how you say, there was like a missile defense. And I think there was two more. There was the HAL and one more laser cannon that was stationary. So you could pull two out of the three things. They're behind your tank or with your multi-purpose vehicle, your VAMP. This looks way cooler in black, but this also looks friggin' awesome in camouflage. And the other versions do have a little more space in them, but we will have to put those on the aircraft carrier to compare all the different versions of VAMPs that I have. But anyways, a little butter, a little grease or oil, you know, makes it run smooth and no squeaky. And then the other vehicle for that year is the Mobat. This awesome looking tank was battery powered, and well, basically you could turn this, but it wasn't remote controlled. I mean, they could have made it remote controlled if they wanted to, but you turn it forward, and I think this might click forward or backwards. Yeah, it does. So this does click forward and backwards. So, but I think it only goes forward. Get Steeler in there. And this was a friggin' awesome motorized battle tank, and I'm gonna assume it's all-terrain as an AT Mobat. This little cannon also slides in and out. But again, for practical play purposes, if you didn't have batteries in it, then it just didn't go anywhere. So that's the only bad thing about the track vehicles. They look freaking awesome. I mean, there is other versions of this for Joe and Cobra. There's the Sears version, which is all black. Then there's the Crimson Tank version that is black, and I think it has a red thing on it. And then there's another Spy Troops one that is all red with a little bit of black on it. That one is freaking awesome. And then there's the green one that is camouflaged. That one is just pimped out nicely. So there are a few different kinds of versions, and I do have 4 of these ones and 1 of the Spy Troops ones. So I do have a few of these tanks. But hey, anyone out there want to send me more? No problem. I will love it, because I army build. And you know, I seen a video out there, someone donated a guy 4 Cobra Wolves, and the guy was gonna donate them. And I think that guy is HCC 788. Anyways, I was making videos back then when he was, but I sort of deleted everything and starting fresh here. But he's an awesome guy to go watch his channel, as well as What's on Joe Mind. That's another good channel for G.I. Joe updates. But 1982 was a good year. I got into it in 1983, but I did actually get a whole bunch of this when I was younger. My parents went to a garage sale and they brought me home a suitcase full of G.I. Joes. And there was a Sky Striker in there, a Mobat. Oh, I don't have version 1 Steeler, and that just, the only difference is he's got the straight arms. And again, anyone else to send me something, go right ahead. That would be appreciated. I do have the version 1 Snake Eyes, but I don't have the V2s or version 1.5 Snake Eyes. You know, oh, he's gonna cost a lot to get. But that's the whole fun of collecting. And Hasbro did make the 1.5 version, and again, well, his hands look okay compared to the Cobra officers. So this is pretty freaking awesome. Now, I'm not going to open this one up, but as you can see, I do have all of these Snake Eyes Dynamite, because he was a commando, and part of that would have been explosives expert. Now, Hasbro has made like over 102 classifieds already. And you think like if they would have made O-rings, we would have gotten way more O-ring figures, but even, you know, if Hasbro can produce like 13 or 26 O-ring figures a year, that would be awesome. But again, it would be better if they were in the stores. And this classified Storm Shadow I will be opening up, and maybe I'll do a separate review on him. But this one's going to my 2-year-old daughter. And maybe I'll make a video of her playing with it, I don't know. But the best version of Snake Eyes by far is the 1985 version. And you know, like, this sword was perfect. It fits in the hand, no problem. And he does come with this little wolf. I do have. Oh, I'll grab this one. There's the little wolf timber. But we're keeping the videos to around 10 minutes or so. And the other version of Clutch, right here, I do have the vamp for that, and we'll be showing that in another video. But this one here, oh, one of my customs. Now, this is freaking awesome. You take version 2, or version 3 Clutch, sorry. Or, I don't know, maybe 1.5 is 2. But you can get another medic. You take Doc's arms off, and you switch them out. And now Doc has a partner here. And this is pretty awesome. So, if you wanted to make another medical figure, I mean, you know, everybody out there that loved M.A.S.H, you know, would agree, like, why didn't G.I. Joe have an ambulance for them? Like, that would have been awesome. As well as a helicopter, like a Huey, that they could have used for a medical chopper for G.I. Joe. Just a suggestion, Hasbro. The Vietnam Huey would be the ideal helicopter to have for a medical, that you could maybe fit a couple figures in the back on stretchers. That would have been phenomenal. So Hasbro, if you're listening, you know, you can do a poll out there and ask G.I. Joe fans if they want a Huey made with Doc. You know, Doc deserves to have his own vehicle. You know, that would be freaking awesome. You put Doc out with a new partner. So Doc, you can have a medical team. I mean, Lifeline, he's a cool figure, but Lifeline is based on a real guy who actually saved, like, I don't know, 70 or 80 people. He lowered them down a cliff in when they're fighting Japan there in World War II. So Lifeline is very based on a real person. But anyways, Doc deserves a helicopter or an ambulance for G.I. Joe, and, you know, whether it be like a truck type ambulance or 1950s ambulance, that would be awesome, just like M.A.S.H. And even Larry Hama loves M.A.S.H, and he even started an episode of M.A.S.H. So Hasbro, if you're listening, that's one of the things on the everybody wants list, is a medical team for G.I. Joe. Anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and share my videos. Yo, Joe!